All right, we got some more words right behind me. I don't know if don't look. So it did this Ghibli, so it did omnis. Welcome again to another episode of Latin and Layman's. I'll mention my Ko-Fi real quickly, just a little tippage. And if not, go rate me wherever you can. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Cast, wherever you find your podcast, Latin and Layman's Rhetoric Revolution. Once the summer comes around, you guys know I'm gonna be doing so many podcasts. Am I? Yes. Now, with that being said, I want to go into a word that I very much think is very, well, we're riffing off of a Greek word here, gnosia. Gnosia means to know. It's where you get gnosis, gnostic. Remember that word that I did a while back, anosognosia? Well, now we're going to do some other words. And remember what anosognosia is? A meaning without, gnosis, sickness, gnosia, knowing. The knowing without the sickness that you have, aka in reference to people that have Alzheimer's, addiction, you're just without knowing the disease that you currently have. That doesn't go to say that you are, it's just you really don't know. It's not that you're denying it, it's that you literally don't know. That being said though, when you diagnose something, dia means through. A knowing through, essentially. And I always think about diagnosis as kind of like, it's almost like the x-ray vision, right? Like when you're like knowing through, you're diagnosing, you're looking through that patient from back to front, from in to out, from up to down, and you're trying to understand the knowing through which is happening inside their body. I don't know. Prognosis. A prognosis is a knowing, in this case, in front of, before. So a prognosis is a before knowing. It's kind of like, what's your prognosis, doctor? Well, my prognosis is this, which leads to a diagnosis thereafter, because a prognosis is more hypothetical speaking until they figure out exactly the knowing through. You know before, but after the before you know, then you know through. And finally, a term, religiosity in a way, right? But in this case, a meaning without or not, depending on, and then gnostic meaning knowing. When you are agnostic, it doesn't mean that you reject God. That would be atheist. A meaning out, theo, God. But agnostic just means you're without knowing. You don't have the knowing. You're okay not knowing. I'm okay not knowing because I get things wrong all the time. This life has humbled me day in and day out. I will always relinquish when I get something wrong, because that's being human. And for those that can't do that, like Donald Trump, for instance, people that can't accept when they're wrong, even when they know that they're wrong, that's when you're not exhibiting humility. Coming from the Latin humus, which means ground, because when you show humility, you are down to earth. And remember, earth without art is just eh. So with that, which I saw on a bumper sticker a while back, Tempus est discedere.